Hey friends, well we are now in the month of February. Do you know what that means? It's Black History Month. It's a full month dedicated to learning about the achievements, inventions, and influences Black Americans have had on our long and illustrious history. Woohoo! Now you might be thinking, why do we need a whole month to learn about Black history? Don't we learn enough about history in school? Sadly, that's just it. We learn about American history, but very little about the many Black people who are contributors too. Like, did you know the first Black female millionaire was a woman by the name of Madam C.J. Walker? Yes, she made her fortunes by making and selling hair grooming products for Black people's hair back in the early 1900s. Or that our favorite dish, mac and cheese, is attributed to an enslaved chef by the name of James Hemings. In 1879, President Thomas Jefferson was traveling abroad to France when he came upon the dish. He loved the dish so much that he had his chef, Mr. Hemings, learn the recipe. But Mr. Hemings changed the recipe to include cream, thereby making all the creamier. Yum. Yeah, I know. A Black man created it. Who knew, right? And that's why learning about Black history is so important. So in honor of this celebratory month, our next few episodes are special editions of our segment, Black History 365. And it's really cool when Black history is being made even today. So, kicking it off, this week we're going to talk about and examine the inspirational poetry of the newest and hottest young poet on the scene, Amanda Gorman. Don't worry, if you don't know who she is or didn't get a chance to hear her performance, we're going to get into all of it. Now kick back and enjoy the ride. See you on the other side.
Welcome to All Things Madison, the podcast exclusively for kids, sure to tickle your funny bone while learning something new at the same time. You'll hear from talking bears, laughing unicorns, and farting sloths.
Excuse me, announcer lady, but it ain't that kind of show.
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm the producer. That's the thrifty little diva show you're talking about. You know, the other one?
Okay then, on that note, here's your host, Madison Lauren, and her dad. Oh, right, let's see here. And her super smart, hilariously funny, best of best dads, Mr. Durante Smith. Please enjoy the show.
Hey friends, thanks for joining us and welcome to my show. This is my second season and it's going to be hype. This show is all about making boring stuff fun. We journey behind the scenes of some of the places you love to visit, like museums, zoos, stadiums, plays, and more. We talk to famous people you would want to meet, like authors, social media influencers, YouTube stars, actors, astronauts, and more. We explore topics that kids want to talk about, like climate change, deep sea diving, how to read a book super fast, or even what life is like on the moon. And we have cool rap songs, jokes of the day, and funny skits that will make you literally laugh out loud. Oh yeah, and the show is produced by my dad, the goofball you might hear from time to time, and supported in part by Kids Listen. And we kindly ask you support our advertisers, as is how I make a few dollars that contributes to my college fund. I know, shameless plug, right? If you would like to be a sponsor or contributing patron, reach out to us at smith.devante@gmail.com. Okay, now on to the show. Let's begin with, who is Amanda Gorman? Well, to answer that question, it's probably best to give you some context. That just means to help you understand a bit about what you're asking. First, let's understand why her ascendance to the national stage is so important. Amanda Gorman is the youngest person to ever speak at an inauguration. Those spots are usually reserved for old people, like our parents and grandparents. I mean, she's only 22 years old. That's like me or you being up there in front of millions of people in only a few years. So for her to be up there on a big stage like a singer, rapper, or superstar, and to be so young is a triumph in and of itself. Second, Amanda is the very first person to be named the National Youth Poet Laureate by the Academy of American Poets. What is a poet laureate, you ask? Read your mind, didn't I? Okay, here's the official definition. The poet laureate serves as the official poet of the United States. During their term, the poet laureate seeks to raise national consciousness to the greater appreciation of the reading and writing of poetry. All that is just a fancy way of saying she's the king of poetry in the United States. Or maybe I should say the queen. We all know it's the queen who runs the show, right? So in her official job capacity, she is responsible for spitting hot poetry. Some people call it spoken word, to enlighten the masses, or in other words, make it smarter. Now that's a tough job. But enough about who she is. Let's hear some of her stuff. First, we'll take a listen to her speech at the recent inauguration of the 46th president, President Joe Biden. Amanda's speech simply captivated the audience, leaving them stunned and wowed. It's like she upstaged even the megastars like Lady Gaga. And she did it with some words. Talk about having a superpower. So let's listen to an excerpt of her speech, The Hill We Climb, and we'll talk about it after the break.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. In the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man.
Wow, did you hear that? That was powerful. But now, let's break it down.
We'll return in just a moment.
Daddy, you said to be a good girl, but what you didn't say, I have to look out for the world, look out for myself, and look out for the earth. Look for the people I was trying to throw dirt. But they don't know, I just keep it in their place. I don't play nice, I ain't trying to throw shade. Something for the girls, something for the boys. We're family, today. What? You thought I was done? Cause I'm just getting warmed up. Cause I like to have fun. And days like this, I like sunny days. When you go to the beach with the sand and the waves. Wind in my hair, sun on my skin. Playing beach ball with all of my friends. A lot of barbecue with some good old punch. Then we start dancing, everybody have fun. Something for the old and something for the young. Cause today's a good day. One.
And now back to the show.
Wow, did you hear that? That was powerful. But now, let's break it down. She says, how can we find light in the never-ending shade? So to me that means, well, light and no shade, it's like you sitting under a shade tree in the summer, but don't go out to play with all of your rest of your friends where the sun is. So the shade's never ending. So that means you never get any light. So that means you're getting left out. And also our skin needs vitamin D from the sun, so that's a bad thing. That's a strong metaphor. Then she says, we've learned that quiet isn't always peace. Now to me that means if a couple of bad people are not being loud so that they're being quiet, that's bad, that's not peace. Or somebody said something mean to another person and they got offended. You don't know because they're quiet. That person could be plotting bad things, but you never know. That's quiet, but it's not peaceful. Then she says, we've weathered a nation that isn't broken, but just unfinished. So to me that means it's like having an expensive pot and you accidentally break it, but it can be fixed. Or not finishing your painting, not finishing for years and years. And last, she says, we are not striving to make a union that's perfect. We are striving to forge a union of purpose. Now that just means we don't have to be perfect as a country, but we're trying to build together as purpose. So that just means everybody coming together to do their part. That was great, but let's hear another clip, shall we?
Now we assert. How could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens, but one thing is certain. If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright.
We'll return in just a moment.
I'm so excited to finally go to the fair again. Aren't you, Daddy?
Yes, I am. What do you miss the most?
Probably the cotton candy, or maybe the funnel cakes.
Funnel cakes sound good right about now. Well, come on, let's go in.
Come on. Get your tickets to the greatest show on earth.
Hey, isn't that the Ringling Brothers line?
I don't know. You want the ticket or not, sir?
How much are they?
Does it matter? We're the only game in town. They could be $100 and you still buy them because she wants to go.
He's right, Daddy. Can you please hurry and get the tickets? I'm getting hungry now.
Okay, you got me. How much?
$25 each. So $50?
Here's 3 20s. Keep the change.
Thanks, mister.
Hey, where's the closest concession stand?
That'll be the food trucks and stands. It's right around the corner. Enjoy.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, Madison, let's go.
Come on. Get your tickets to the greatest show on earth.
Excuse me, dear. What can I help you with today?
Hey, I know you. Daddy, look, it's the man from the park.
Well, I'll be. It sure is. Good seeing you again, sir.
Ah, yes. You're the chaps asking about Peter Pan, aren't you?
That would be us. What brings you here?
Look, it's the family business. My great-grandfather handed it down to my papa passed it on to my dear old dad, and eventually he handed it down to me. It's really more a bit of a hobby for me, really, but this ratty old thing has been in the family for a very long time. We can't seem to shake it.
It's not ratty. I like it.
You're too kind, my dear. Now, what can I do for you today?
I'm not sure.
I know just the thing.
An all-day sucker. I love those.
Would you like a lollipop? A jolly lollipop?
Daddy, can I have a lollipop, a lolly jolly pop?
Yes, you can have a lollipop, a jolly lollipop.
Because a lollipop is a pop of the licking kind.
Yes, a lollipop is a pop of the licking kind.
A lollipop is a pop of the licking kind.
Would you like a lemon drop? A sour lemon drop?
Would I like a lemon drop? A sour lemon drop?
Sure, you can have a lemon drop, a sour lemon drop.
Because a lemon drop is a drop of the sucking kind.
For sure, a lemon drop is a drop of the sucking kind.
Oh yes, a lemon drop is a drop of the sucking kind.
Or would you like a muffin top? A fluffy puffy top?
Would I like a muffin top? A fluffy puffy top?
Yes, you'd like a muffin top, a fluffy puffy top.
Because a muffin top is a top of the eating kind.
Because a muffin top is a top of the eating kind.
A muffin top is a top of the eating kind.
Indeed, a muffin top is a top of the eating kind.
Stop! I just want something to eat, guys. I don't care what it is.
Well, that's all you had to say. Try these kettle corn. It's fresh out of the mixer.
All of that for kettle corn.
Ah, yes. Hardly makes sense, does it? But what does these days?
Here's a 20, man. Keep the change.
Thank you for the tip, mate. Be sure to pay a visit to the Tiger Act. You might be surprised.
Will do.
Thanks. Bye.
And now back to the show.
Notice the power in her words. What do you think she was trying to convey here? Or what was she trying to say? In this last passage, she says some powerful things too. She said, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. To me that means, like if you think about some bruised fruit, the fruit is hurt or damaged but not ruined. It's not in pieces. It's still whole. And benevolent but bold. So benevolent means you're giving, but bold means you take action and you're being strong. Fierce and free. So if you're going to be fierce, you have to be confident. And free, it's like, it's your own free will. Like, whatever, you can do what you want to do. So next, she says, if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. Wow, that's deep. So let's break it down. So mercy with might basically means being caring but strong at the same time. And might with right means being strong but trying to do the right thing at the same time. Then love becomes our legacy. Now that's a beautiful thing. That just means love or hate, and we don't have to hate each other to coexist. And change our children's birthright. To me, that just means we all are truly born equal. Okay, next let's listen to the full speech she gave at the Super Bowl. It's only 90 seconds long. It's called Course of the Captains.
Today, we honor our three captains for their actions and impact in a time of uncertainty and need. They've taken the lead, exceeding all expectations and limitations, uplifting their communities and neighbors as leaders, healers, and educators. James has felt the wounds of warfare, but this warrior still shares his home with at-risk kids. During COVID, he's even lent a hand live streaming football for family and fans. Tremaine is an educator who works nonstop, providing his community with hotspots, laptops, and tech workshops so his students have all the tools they need to succeed in life and in school. Susie is the ICU nurse manager at a Tampa hospital. Her chronicles prove that even in tragedy, hope is possible. She lost her grandmothers to the pandemic and fights to save other lives in the ICU battle zone, defining the frontline heroes, risking their lives for our own. Let us walk with these warriors, charge on with these champions, and carry forth the call of our captains. We celebrate them by acting with courage and compassion, by doing what is right and just. For while we honor them today, it is they who every day honor us.
If you watch the video of either speech, one thing you will notice is Amanda's use of her hands, her movement, her expressions, and motions. It's all very fluid, like water. Her movement is easy and relaxed. She makes you feel a sense of comfort. Even if her words are heavy, as she makes a point. In Chorus of the Captains, she talks about 3 people who come from different walks of life, but who are each doing their part to help out people during the pandemic. It's an uplifting speech that focuses on the good stuff each of these people have done in their communities. Like one guy is a veteran who is taking in at-risk kids and helps out his community. Another is a teacher who provides tech workshops and helps give computers and tools to kids who need them. And still, another is an ICU nurse who sees the battle of COVID every day. Amanda reminds us that heroes are real and they are around us every day. They are our neighbors, our teachers, our policemen, and firefighters. And they are the people who go to work each day, putting themselves on the front line so that we have a fighting chance against a virus that has killed nearly 500,000 citizens. I hope this opportunity to highlight one of the up-and-coming artists of our time has given you some encouragement and motivation to go out and conquer your thing too. Before I go, I want to take a quick moment to thank the friends of the show who sent in their questions last week. So a special shout out to my friends, Kalea, Kai, Aaron, Evan, Gabriella, Deborah, Madeline, Kennedy, Zaria, Haven, Nadia, and Ashlyn for helping me out. And remember, if you want to become a friend of the show, just follow me on Instagram at All Things Madison Podcast or on Facebook and YouTube at All Things Madison. Also, I mentioned that we recently joined a new family of podcasters called Kids Listen. Well, a few of the members have been so kind to welcome me into the group, so I thought I would share. Want to hear? Here it goes.
Hello, Madison. I'm so glad you've joined us. I'm Dan Wendelin, the storyteller and host of Stories for Wonderful Children. Welcome to the Kids Listen family.
Hey Madison, it's Seth from Whenever Wherever Kids podcast. I just wanted to say welcome to Kids Listen, and it's so great to have another kid podcaster in Kids Listen. I can't wait to collaborate with you maybe at some point, and I'm so excited to see what you and your dad bring to the table.
Hey Madison, I'm Ari from At Your Level, and I would like to welcome you and your podcast to Kids Listen.
Hi Madison, this is Phoebe and
Hank
from The Adventures of Power Dog in Dogland. And we are so glad that you've joined the Kids Listen family. We can't wait to listen to all of your episodes.
A very kind thank you to Dan Wendland with the Stories for Wonderful Children, Ari and Tal from At Your Level, Phoebe and Hank from The Adventures of Power Dog in Dogland, and Seth from Whenever Wherever Kids podcast. Thanks again to everyone who listens to this podcast, and a super special thanks to all of you who share it. We just reached a new milestone and crossing 650 downloads, and we didn't get there without you guys sharing it. Woohoo! Remember guys, sharing is caring. Okay, tune in next time for another educational fun-filled episode. And be sure to check out my website at shopmadisonlauren.com. I'm out.
Thank you for listening to All Things Madison. Kindly take a moment to subscribe, leave a comment, and rate the show so that our participating partners know you are following along. You can get your Madison Lauren graphic tees at shopmadisonlauren.com or follow her YouTube channel at All Things Madison. This production was brought to you by Infinity Global Media Group LLC. Contact us at smith.durante@gmail.com for bookings or more information.